Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday evening. Sorry, just nearly forgot about it. Hope the day's been a good one. Hope you've had a healthy day, a happy day. I hope work wasn't stressful. If it was, leave it at work. Don't worry, it shouldn't come home with you. Remember that, it should never come home with you. If you're going to the gym, make sure you're working hard. I'm watching you, obviously, all right? Obviously, we're talking about some transfers in this video. We're talking around about Jarrad Branthwaite, the Everton centre-backs, to have some fresh reports on him, as well as talking about the young man who, I guess you could say, is the new Lucas Bergvall, or the next one, however you want to phrase that, in Viktor Djukanovic. So I'll be talking about him as well in a little bit more detail. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let me just start with Jarrad Branthwaite, the Everton centre-back. Now, I'll read you the article first. There's a few things I want to talk about with this deal, okay? So it first came around, I saw, and I think it was from the Daily Mail. So apologies if I've got it wrong. But basically, in it, it reads that Manchester United and Tottenham are pushing more than most ahead of a transfer scramble for Jarrad Branthwaite this summer. The article continues on saying, while Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid have all inquired about the 21-year-old, Confidential understands that it's Manchester United and Spurs that are most concerted effort at this stage. Understood that United looking to bring in two young centre-backs this summer as Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe get their first chance of improving Eric Ten Hag's side. Now, look, yes, we know Manchester United like Jarrad Branthwaite. I don't think I'm shocking anyone with that information. If it is shocking to you, the rock that you're living under, just move it away a little bit, stick your ear out, and you'll listen, and you'll hear that he's always been quite high on the Ineos list. Ineos quite keen on, I wouldn't say it's a British revolution, but they definitely want to have more influx of British players. So Jarrad Branthwaite being one of those guys. It wouldn't even surprise me if they go and have a look at Conor Gallagher. It wouldn't shock me. Although maybe they're looking at Mason Mount going, we've been burnt once by Chelsea, we're not getting burnt again. But he played obviously last Saturday. It was the early kickoff against Manchester City. And I think people kind of look at that one challenge that Haaland gave him, a bit of a physical schooling, right? And I think people kind of going, oh, is the hype a little bit too much? Yada, yada, yada. He had a fantastic game. Him and Tarkowski were absolutely mega in that game. And I think, don't look at that one instant. He's such a young player. He's 21 years old. He's such a young player. He has the ability to be a really top-class centre-half. Really has the ability. It wouldn't even shock me that the way he's continuing, that he's not an out-and-out starting centre-back for England. Do you think left-footed centre-back, quite tall, decent enough in the air, good enough on the ball, fairly quick for his size? I mean, we're talking about a guy who's, I think, what is he, somewhere between 6'3" and 6'5". He's quite a big guy. So the ability is there. But we're also talking about a guy who's going to cost somewhere between 50 and 75 million pounds. And, Spurs have, a midfield role that they want to fill. It looks like Gallagher is the guy. Gallagher's going to cost somewhere between 40 and 50. They need to bring in a winger. And, as much as we talk about potentially, other players coming in, I would say they're probably going to want to bring in a ready-made winger as much as they want to bring in a winger that they can buy and loan back. And they are talking about the heir apparent to Son, and they are planning the heir apparent to Son situation. And you're not bringing in a guy for 10 million to replace Son. You're not. Son at the age of 27 on today's market is worth well over 100 million pounds. Well over. Like, we're not talking like 105, 110. We're talking closer to 150. Genuinely, that's how I feel. So to get the heir apparent to Son, you want something that can go there and then, or just needs a year of tutelage with Son to then take over the mantle and be the next guy. You're still going to have to spend 40, 50, 60 million pounds on that kind of player, So if we were to go Branthwaite and he's going to cost, let's say he's going to cost 60 million pounds. You've got him for 60. You've got Gallagher that's going to cost 40. You've got a winger that's going to cost 50, 60 probably, or 40 to 60, somewhere in there. You still have other holes you want to plug. I don't see it personally. I don't. Would I like it? Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy that him and Mickey together can develop together. Romero and Dragusin can develop together. And I tell you what, Dragusin and a Branthwaite centre-back partnership, that's easy, a top six partnership without any issues. Easy. If you look at Aston Villa's, they've got Longley and Konsa. You know, you look at let's have a look. You're looking at Liverpool's. You know, if behind Van Dijk and Konate, it's Quansah. You know, he's young, but he's not grand, is he? You know, I mean, Man City are a different beast. You know, Arsenal. You know, Ben White, solids. You know, I think, look, Saliba is obviously leaps and bounds ahead of them. I think Timber is probably their second best centre half. That's my general opinion. I'm not blown away by Gabriel. I quite like Timber personally. I always have liked Timber. You know, again, you could probably say, you know, Jarrad Branthwaite probably gets decent minutes at Arsenal. Yeah, genuinely, I think that. So he's a good player, and it's something that I'm happy that we're involved in. I just don't know if we will truly be involved in, you know. Anyway, let's talk Viktor. Let's talk Viktor Djukanovic. And he came from Team Talk and said that Tottenham are already back in the work in the Swedish market after recently wrapping up deal for Lucas Bergwall, since they now have Viktor Djukanovic on their radar, according to reports. Look, I'm not going to talk about the rest of that article. There's not a lot in there really of any substantial chatter. Look, I think with Djukanovic, good, exciting young player. I'll read you his profile in a minute. Exciting young player, really talented. It'd be one of those that I wouldn't even mind if we bought him and loaned him for a year. We've had a lot of success. Lucas Bergwall is basically another one on that list that we're doing right now. We basically got him. We said, keep him. Have him for 6 months. We'll have him in summer. You know, Destiny Udogie, Papa Matasar. You know, it's something that we do. We get you and go, stay where you are. We'll see you in 6 months. We'll see you in a year. Come back. We'll have a chat then. Destiny was gone for a year. Obviously, that was the most recent one. I don't hate it whatsoever. I really don't. And I think that benefits their development more than training with a Premier League team and sitting on the bench. I'd rather than be playing week in, week out football. And that's the thing that I think about with like a Jamie Donnelly, Dane Scarlett, Alejo Veliz even to agree. I'd rather you play week in, week out football in the Championship, or even, you know, I mean, Veliz has gone to La Liga. I'm happy with that. He's going to fit in well. All he needs to do is hit the ground running. Eric Lamelo's already apparently put his arm around him and gone, sit with me, you're with me. Don't worry about anyone else, you with me. I'm the former Spurs man, I'll look after you. I bloody love Coco Lamela, I really do. Bloody love him. You know, I don't hate it. I mean, we look at his profile, you know, he's 20 years old. He turned 20 a couple of weeks ago. He's a Montenegro international already. He's left winger, he's right footed, so he cuts in a lot. He's at Hammarby at the moment. His contract expires at 2027. They're targeting about 15 million for him, and you know, back a few years ago, that deal was worth about 5 million. And I know the market has got a bit bonkers and all that jazz. Johan Lang has, you can tell, and this has actually been reported on, he's been brought in to really get into the grips of the Scandinavian market. The Swedish youngster boom is here. You know, when you think of like Henrik Larssons and you think of the Olof Mellbergs and the Zlatan, that was like that last generation. Zlatan was the last of that generation. The new generation, you know, Alexander Isak, Dejan Kulusevski. You know, you're talking about Lucas Bergvall now coming through. Inside that Swedish market, there is untapped potential. You know, we just got the next big thing out of that in Lucas. When you look at, you know, the rest of that area, it can be untapped potential. You look at Danish football. Look at that team. It's full of Premier League, La Liga, Serie A players. You know, the Danish side of things, I think, is untapped potential. You know, we had probably one of Denmark's best players ever in Christian Eriksen. Højbjerg is one of their main players now, you know, so I don't hate the idea of Johan Lang kind of working more up there, because I don't see a lot of Premier League clubs working up there. So you're kind of not having the way of the land, but I definitely think you have a stronger foothold, because you can have scouts looking at Europe. You're not having scouts as much going up that way, so I like it. But we shall see about Viktor. I'm keen to see how that sort of maybe develops. But anyway, guys, then the video, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about, obviously, Jarrad Branthwaite and Viktor. I want to know your thoughts and feelings about those. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you need to hit the notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.